Live from the Outpost Studios in Columbus, Ohio, you're listening to All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy. Brought to you by IPMNation.com. Get ready for the gong heard round the world.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is not a drill.
All Natural Being. Warning, All Natural Being with Brian Brawdy is designed to shake your sense of self to the core.
It's full context psychology with an empowering twist, a philosophical loofah for your soul.
For those of you not ready or comfortable releasing your inner superhuman, listener discretion is advised.
Here's your host,
Brian Brawdy.
No, right? Yes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the 385th episode. Let me just do this real quick. I thought I had set this up already. Apparently not. 385th episode of the Gong Heard Around the World, as you just noticed, the number one rated show here on IPM Nation. We are very glad to have you, and kicking off a really powerful 90 minutes tonight here on Transitional Radio, IPMNation.com/TR now. We have All Natural Being, yours truly, right here from 8 to 8:30. Bottom of the hour, Thinking Re-Envisioned with Henry Noel. And then at 9 o'clock, Copy That Speaks, Lee Rowley will be with us here in the studio. So thank you so very much once again for joining us, as I said, here at All Natural Being. Broadcast as it happens, thanks to our good friends at Telestream's Wirecast. Quick shout out in case they're listening to Blair and to Sean and to Deborah Lee for certain. Thank you so very much for joining us. From the Transitional Radio Uplink here in Columbus, Ohio, and Andrew as well. I want to shout out Andrew. Thank you for the message earlier today. Directly to IPMNation.com and multicast live over on Facebook and allnaturalbeing.com and on our Brian Brawdy app as well. Please remember, as always, that our little broadcast here, which I guess at that stage is called a podcast, but our little broadcast here also goes out on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, YouTube, all the others. Twitter for now. Who knows what we're going to do with that, but Twitter for now at least. Greetings wherever you are, here in the garden of the mortals, the labyrinth of life itself. What a great gig. The ups and downs, the lefts, the rights, the pivots, the swerves. Blind alleys, cul-de-sacs, never a dead end unless you decide. And it is true that life, it just doesn't stop. It constantly comes at us. Fate is relentless. But as I've come to know, so is divine intervention. That it's, there's really something to that. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me, right? There's really something about that sense of the divine being there to counter any chop block that fate might be bringing. Either way, this is your shot at running the table, at leveling out, only where you feel right, only where you see fit. You don't need anyone else's permission. We've said this before, only the vapid truly long for someone else's committee vote, right? For someone else's permission to do what it is that they're talking about. Your ferociousness, it's in your blood, you can feel it. Now it's just time to get your mind to remember it and to embrace it. That's why we're here, to be your amnesia buster, to be your friendly blue force, always putting your heart's highest priority top of the list, reinstalling and reinstating the true wit and wisdom, the true wallop of your inner whisper, rebooting your robust, commencing your counterpunch, all in time to out-brutal the brutal that is the cut and shuffle that fate can deal you on a daily basis, and to bring your own bold once and for all. The future is not going to be kind to the timid. because there's a storm coming. You can be jacked up or you can be buttoned up. But the cool thing about it is you make the call. It's your decision. No one votes but you. Let me say hello to my friends this evening here in the United States, in Canada, Mexico, UK, good friends in Ecuador, China, the Philippines, Brazil, India, Australia, Germany, Italy, France, Nigeria, Turkey, Japan, Singapore, Thailand, Belgium, Sweden, Israel, South Africa, Egypt, Puerto Rico, Kenya, the Netherlands, Iran, Colombia, Greece, Ireland, Argentina. Hello, Argentina. Peru, Austria, Poland. To those joining us from all over the globe, thank you for tuning in and helping our list grow. It is great to have you with us. I truly am fired up tonight, like every night, to be driving your bandwagon, to be your virtual hitchhiker. And if you're on the go, you know what I love about riding shotgun? Getting to spend some time hanging out with you. So what do you say? What are we waiting for? Here's your opportunity to mortal up, because I believe it's time right now in this moment to love the way you think. It's time to be your all-natural being. So what do you say? Let's go kick in some doors. And as I said this evening, we got a really great 90 minutes planned for you on IPMNation.com/TR now. Let me hop into the thread real quick, say hello to everyone. Candace and Kathy, thank you for joining us. Henry, good evening to you as well. Expecting great results from tomorrow's visit to the Cranium Shack. Thank you, Henry. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going back into the lion's den, right? This is the same people that voted last year to torture me for 365 days. But yes, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. It's always fun visiting the Columbus Cranium Shack. Rita, thank you so very much. Big hello to you as well. Kathy, Wayne, thank you so very much. Donna, thank you for joining us. Hey to you as well. Merry Christmas, my friend. Candace, hello. John, thank you for joining us. Hey, everybody. Mary, how are you? Great pictures of the snow. I think it was Pikes Peak that I saw Joseph put up earlier. Absolutely fantastic. Makes me homesick. Shane, thank you for joining us. Vicky, hello, hello, hello. Daniel, thank you so very much for joining us. Praying for you for tomorrow. Excited for you. Thank you so very much, Mary. As am I. You know what I mean? For over going on almost 2 years now, I've been a cyborg. There's been something, right? No pun intended. There's literally been something on my mind, and I'm getting ready to be shuntless. I'm getting ready to have this thing yanked out of me tomorrow. I swear to I honestly, I have a Dremel tool and a staple gun. Do it. I would have done it last week right in his office. Shane, thank you very much. James, thank you for joining us here at All Natural Being. As you may have guessed from commenting here in the thread, tomorrow go in for a little, it's like a mani-pedi, really. It's not a whole lot more than that, but they are going to do what they can to remove this shunt, so I will not have to deal with this anymore. So as promised yesterday, and I thought, the Borg, I know, resistance is futile. I don't know, Mary, right? I don't get to be the Borg anymore. I don't get to have. But I got to tell you, I'm super excited. To literally have the sovereignty, if you will, to literally have my body back where I'm not constantly subject to something else. Everything I had to do, everything I tried. Did you say try? Just do it. That's right. Wayne, chartering his inner Yoda. Do or do not. There is no try. But everything I've had to do for the last couple of years, it's always been, can the shunt handle it? Can the shunt handle it? Is the pressure going to cause you to blow a gasket? And by this time tomorrow, it will be out and I'll be on my way to healing from that surgery once again. So what I thought I would do this evening, as I promised yesterday, thank you, Kathy, very much. I super appreciate it. What I thought I could do this evening is talk about some of the things because, right, we're all up against different ailments. And mine happens to be, I'm very blessed. Mine just happens to be a brain tumor, and we're moving on, and this will be the fourth and hopefully the final surgery. But what I thought I would do is give you a little bit of an indication as to those things that were absolutely instrumental. Because remember, as Ashley reminded me earlier, as my wife reminded me earlier, they weren't betting on this being the outcome. They weren't saying, look, everyone had pretty much said there's going to be a pre-tumor and a post-tumor, Brian. You just might as well suck it up and get used to it. They weren't ready for me to battle back and for me to beat this. And this is the last thing they thought they would ever do is remove the shunt. So I thought, especially for the people listening, especially for the people that are interested, especially for the people going, well, I have this different ailment. I have chronic pain, or I have any of these other things. What did you do to pull it off? And what I thought I could do very quickly this evening was just kind of as a part of a thank you, and also to let you know the things that I did to battle back. Because when this first was put into me, they're like, look, there's no way to fill the hole. You're going to keep leaking spinal fluid, and you might as well just get used to it. This is going to be your life from now on. Candace says, footprints in the sand. You are not alone ever. I'm so glad you'll be shuntless. Candace, I can't thank you enough. So this evening, what I wanted to do was give a quick shout out to Mike Warren, his dad, and the good folks over at BioPro. BioPro was the thing that I've done religiously every day since I got out of the hospital after my second surgery. And what it does is it helps your body's immune system maintain equilibrium. So you can get biopro.com is the website, getbiopro.com. And what it is it's a protein that we produce naturally in our bodies. But when we get to be a certain age, I think it's like 40 years old, your body just shuts off producing this protein. But what happens is it helps to modulate. It helps to regulate your immune system. And what a lot of people don't realize, what I didn't realize in the very beginning, is that your immune system, it likes a little bit of ROR. Right? It likes or a little R&R, right? It likes a little bit of time off. It likes to be able to take a break. It likes to be able, not to constantly be battling. So it's not, you don't want your immune system hyped up. So it gets to the end of the week and it's just dragging its butt across the yard, right? It's like, I'm just too beat up to even be an immune system. So the term now amongst the bigwigs, right? All the guys and girls in the know, is that the term is modulate or regulate your immune system so that it's on even keel. It gets a break because it's like, I got all my defenses in place. I'm set. The body's looking great. Well, I can kind of kick back and relax a little. And then when it needs to up modulate to get to that point, it does. Well, that's what BioPro Plus has done for me, apparently, is because, and I wouldn't even be telling you this. I wouldn't be saying anything to you all about this had my neurosurgeon not said, you gotta make your immune system your new best friend. Bri, if you want to do this, if you want to be an outlier, if you want to beat the odds, you have to back up your immune system. Because if it can focus just on this hole in your head, if it can focus on the aftermath of the tumor, if it can focus on the leaks, it's going to be capable of pulling off some pretty amazing things for you in life. Isn't that what naps are for? Boy, I'm sure. Yes, Wayne. Although I probably wouldn't want to put up a nap. I guess I could have gotten this would be a good commercial for My Pillow, right? But a nap would absolutely work. So I wanted to mention BioPro Plus, and the folks at getbiopro.com because it has absolutely, I believe, been instrumental in helping me get to the point where they're even going to be able to pull the shunt out of me. The next company that I wanted to mention, and what I've been doing since right after I got out of the hospital, I want to give another quick shout out to Dave Asprey and the good folks over at Bulletproof. Because Bulletproof has been instrumental in terms of the coffee and the cognitive, the coconut oils and the different things that I've used, right? Because I'm one of these people that believes in blending your morning coffee. You throw in some butter, you throw in some bone meal, you throw in some of the nutrients and the like, and you blend it all up. Your octane, your high octane coconut oil, you blend all that into your coffee. So I've been a big fan of that. And I've been doing it because they said the one thing that was going to be helpful to my immune system overall was going to be, believe it or not, caffeine. So I wanted to give a quick shout out to the folks at Bulletproof and Dave Asprey for, he talks about how to hack your body, how to make it so that your body is capable of doing what it's created for. Let me say good evening to Connie. Connie, thank you so very much. Thank you for the message last evening. I talked to Janice. I super appreciate it. Another thing that I needed to mention was the rejuvenation tablets. Now, you hear a lot about hydrogen, and what I've found is in order to be able to get the most hydrogen in my body, in order to be able, right, because everyone's talking about free radicals. They're talking about antioxidants and how important that is. But some free radicals are right. The same thing as modulating your immune system. Some free radicals are needed. It's the free radical free-for-all that is responsible for tearing up a lot, for giving us a lot of the chronic illness, the chronic pain, the chronic diseases. So these magnesium tablets that I found from Drink HRW, the rejuvenation tablets are what I use. I drop them right in my water. It fizzes up. It takes about a minute. And I'm getting in all kinds of hydrogen. And those hydrogen, right? I came across this, to be honest with you, the science behind it was the most ubiquitous element in the universe. There has to be something to it. Right? Well, doctors are now saying there's like over 700 case studies that show hydrogen is the way to go. And for me, dropping these tablets in the water, being able to get the hydrogen, being able to get my magnesium in, doing what I can to keep my immune system up and running, keep it at an equilibrium, keep it modulated. And the good folks at HRW and rejuvenation tablets for sure, they were a big part of that. I do it in the morning. I do it in the evening. So that's that. Now, I don't want to forget this either, because this was a big thing for me. You know, when it comes to drinking water, and I talk all the time about how I wanted to be able to get water without all the contaminants. Connie says, hey, Brian, praying for you. Love that coffee. Yummy, yummy. Connie, thank you very much. Mary says, coffee. Thank you very much as well. One of the things that I found early on is that a lot of the tap water is suspect. A lot of the different things that are in our faucets, right? You talk about terrorists in your tap water. A lot of these things just aren't all that good for you. Well, I came across ProPure at ProPureUSA.com, and its design, it knocks out like over 200 different of the little swimmers in the water that are absolutely no good for you. And in speaking to my doctor, if my body's busy fighting all these little terrorists in the water, right? All these special operation forces, right? All these little bad swimmers. If your body's busy fighting off every time you drink a water, if your hydration is hurting you, how much help are you really giving to your overall health? So with ProPure, I wanted to make mention, I have the pictures, I have the bigger units and everything else so that it blocks out all those different things in the water. And it's been huge for me, again, with the sole purpose of making sure that my body has the ability to defend itself. I also want to mention this quickly, Maju, because we've talked about surf and turf before. We've talked about some of the other supplements that I take that I blend in with my drink. Good evening, Paige. Nice to see you. Thank you so very much for joining us. It was nice to catch up with you earlier as well. Mary says, what does the hydrogen magnesium water taste like? Is it a taste to get used to or tasteless? A little bit of an acquired taste, but not much. Mary, I've grown to the point where it's a lot better than Chinese herbs. I can tell you that in terms of some of the taste. It's not quite tasteless, but just about. And it's so nice. And I drink it with cold water right out of the ProPure. So it's pretty good. Also, the clean superhuman fuel at Maju is a big deal because it allows me to get a lot of the nutrients that I wouldn't normally get because I can't eat enough to get everything that I need. Some of the other antioxidants, some of the other things that I do to support the hydrogen in my water, I get those from Maju. Now, this one was a huge boon for me. And admittedly, it's a good friend of mine. You remember Paul Hunnan he did Fan Buddies, right? He's the one that filters out all the air here in the studio. But I saw this and I go, you know what? I know exactly what you mean. I get up every morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, something like that. And to blend the coffee that I love, right? To be able to blend in the bone broth and the butter and the brain octane and everything else, it's a lot of racket. It wakes everybody up in the house. So Paul's got a picture here, no more pillows, no more towels. He made a blender buffer. Well, it fits right over my particular blender. It fits right over the blender, and it's sealed at the top, and it's got a nice little thing at the bottom where it seals right in, so it kills. It's amazing how much noise it blocks. I mean, literally, I've gone in to the garage. I have a long extension cord, and I put it and shut the car door and put it into the car. I've had the blender underneath the kitchen sink. I've had it in the back room. I've had it downstairs in the basement. I've carried it wherever I could because I didn't want to wake up everybody in the house. It's like Reveille. It was like you remember, what is that? Well, I have it here somewhere, I think. Right? Right? So I get up in the morning, and I'm trying to make my coffee. And it's waking everybody up in the house, and they're just in a horrible mood for the rest of the day. So I thought, why don't we find a way? And then I found out about Blender Buffer. It kills all the noise, so I can still enjoy my coffee without all the racket that normally comes with it. So as I went and moved, and in an attempt to reverse, and someone asked me earlier today, so I should just show you. This is a picture of the actual brain tumor itself. Obviously, it was removed through the first 2 surgeries, and that most of the trouble was they just couldn't stop the leak. So I wanted to throw that up. There's the picture that I mentioned to you earlier that I think I'd mentioned a couple different times, but that's the actual tumor that they were able to get. So that's what all this went into, was how was I going to stop the leak? Right? How was I going to do that? And the good folks at Blender Buffer, like I said, they allowed me to be able to have the coffee, have the caffeine, have the nutrients, not just in the morning. There's plenty of times a day where you don't want to, just want to disrupt everybody in the house, right? So with the Blender Buffer, I've said before, I really can have peace and quiet, one sip at a time, right? And as I said on there, shh happens. With Blender Buffer, I don't wake up everybody in the house, and I don't have to give up my coffee. I don't have to give up my blended coffee. Does it fit over a Ninja? That's a great question, Connie. I don't know about the size of the Ninja, but I have a Vita Bullet or whatever that's called. The neighbors hear me too. I can imagine, right? And you don't want that, Connie. I'm with you, right? You don't want to wake up the neighbors. You don't want to wake up your kids, right? Because then you're responsible for them. So how peaceful is your cup of coffee if you got to deal with, waking up the whole place? So I wanted to mention Blender Buffer as well. And as it comes to dealing with some of the pain, and I've talked to a good number of people here in the thread. I use CBD Pure. It's helped me because I don't take the painkiller. I don't take a lot of the drugs and the narcotics that they offer to me. So the CBD Pure, I wanted to make mention of those folks as well, and to thank them because it's really allowed me to continue back on course of checking the pain, even the chronic pain, checking the pain, checking the free radicals in my body, and doing what I could to be my immune system's new best friend. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention tonight, we'll get a chance to hang out with him a little bit later, I'm told, but I'm very excited. I'm going to be bringing on Derek Noel of Derek Noel Fitness. Damn near faultless. Well, that's what I'm counting on. DNF. He has designed for me a weightlifting slash a dietary program so that when I get out of the hospital, good evening, Matt. Thank you so much for joining us. Donna, thank you for joining us as well. It's a pleasure to have you here at All Natural Being. We were just talking about DNF, damn near faultless. Derek Noel will be coming down and working on both a dietary plan and a workout plan for me. So as I battle back, we decided to settle on the tumor 39. Ashley and I said, well, yeah, maybe it's a little more than tumor 20. But because I haven't been able to lift and to run and to kickbox or to do any of the other, they didn't want me to mountain bike, they didn't want me to fall, any of these other things. Well, because of that, I've got the tumor 20 or 29, whatever we agree upon. But in any event, Derek Noel Fitness, damn near a faultless, is going to be with me to help me craft a plan, because here's the pitch. Here's what we'll be doing. And believe me, if you email me or text me or leave, hello, Donna. Nice to see you. If you leave me a plan, because here's why I think this is a big deal. This could be tremendously helpful when it comes to people's New Year's resolutions. One of the things that I'm going to do here is when I get out of this surgery, I know that I'm going to come back and I'm going to do everything that I can to make absolutely certain that I'm able to build back up exactly what I need to be able to help both my immune system and my body get to that very point, to where I can get back. So, I was looking at a journal the other day, back in the days of law enforcement, back in the days of military, I was 185 pounds. I'm a few more pounds than that now. But I want to be able to craft a plan, as you might very well want to do come New Year's. And you go, hey, I want to be my immune system's new best friend. I'm done dealing with chronic pain. I'm done dealing with chronic illnesses. I'm done. Maybe I don't have a brain tumor. Maybe I got something worse. Maybe I've got arthritis, or maybe I got, any of the other things that I hear so many just heartbreaking stories about out there. Mine was just a brain tumor, but good golly, some of these other poor folks that are really dealing with the adverse effects of just free radicals run amok. Thank you very much, Rita. Free radicals run amok in your body. I needed to craft a plan. I needed to have the ability. And the companies that I mentioned, from BioPro to Pure to Rejuvenation Tablets, obviously Bulletproof, Maju, Blender Buffer, CDB Pure, and of course, Derek Noel Fitness. I'm looking forward to being able to craft a plan. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to post, I imagine it'll take me a little bit, a while to get out of the fog here. But what I'll be able to do very, very shortly is I'm going to start posting, here was the weight, here's what I needed to lose, here were the number of staples or stitches, here's what I had to do this. I'm going to probably be posting it here on Facebook and of course the videos on YouTube, also over on Instagram. So if there's anything that you can take from what I've been involved in and what I'm doing to have my immune system battle back, if there's anything that you can take, it's yours. Just please feel free. As I said, drop me a tweet or a message or something and go, hey, Brian, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? What did you do to manage this? What did you do to manage that? And I'll be happy to share with you the exact, down to the ounce. I'll be posting everything that I needed to do from day one to start battling back. But, some of the weight loss, some of the strength building, some of the cognitive work, even some of the yoga, some of the meditation, some of the weightlifting, any of the things that I'm involved in, I'm going to put up here in different threads in terms of social media so that anyone watching is welcome to just steal it, just plagiarize it, just borrow it or take it or use it with all the best from me, so that if any of the things that I've done could be helpful to you, it would be an absolute blast to know that I played some small role in helping you in any way, shape, or form recover, or at least be able to stand and square your shoulders to any of the pains that you may be having in life. And that would be great if I knew that I could be instrumental in doing that, and at some point you were able to benefit from all the just some of the struggles, some of the things that I've been through. It would be an honor to be able to tag team with you. And as I said, just leave me a message or leave me a call or something like that, and I'll help in any way that I can. All right, so now the rest of our evening this evening, what have we got going on here? Coming up at the bottom of the hour, the incomparable Henry Noel, live from Cuenca, Ecuador. He'll be Thinking Re-Envisioned. And then I'm very excited about 9 o'clock. A good friend, Lee Rowley from Sales Copy Academy, will be here for the 9 o'clock show, the third take, if you will, for Copy That Speaks. But he also said there was something bugging him today, so I can't wait to be able to hear what it was that had kind of grabbed his goat earlier in the day. We're going to talk about that a little bit. And then we have a caller that will be calling in, and he will be, thank you, Wayne, from 8:30 to 9, Thinking Re-Envisioned. Oh, thank you very much. And then from 9 to 9:30 here on IPMNation.com/TRNow, we're going to round out our 90 minutes with Copy That Speaks, and we'll head over to Facebook.com/TheLeeRowley. Jason, nice to see you, brother. Thank you for joining us. I mentioned Jason was on with us earlier the other day, and I got to tell you, Jason, I almost called you a couple times today just to let you know the peace of mind that I get from falling asleep with Night Lock now installed. I know that's the cop in me, right? I know it's the ex-military guy in me and this and that, but it's just something about knowing that Night Lock has my back when I fall asleep that I know it sounds corny. I know it sounds weird, Jason, but it's made I think I sleep more soundly, right? People say, oh, you got to try the mattress. Oh, did you ever get one of those pillows? No, you know what? Nightlock seemed to make me sleep like a baby. I didn't have to worry about any of those other things. So, Jason, I wanted to call you a couple times today, and thank you again. I'm really digging that. So thank you very much. And believe me, I'm going to take full advantage of it for sure. All right, we're getting ready to get out of here in just a moment so that we can turn it. Will Lee be on yours or his? Great question, Candace. He will be over at The Lee Rowley. So The Lee Rowley, Facebook.com/The Lee Rowley. He will be over there. Yes, thank you, Wayne, very much for putting that up. I get the eyeballs now, so that must mean it's time to get ready to get out of here. Listen, guys, thank you so very much. And as I say every evening, thank you so very much for not only joining me, but making us the #1 rated show, 385 episodes, maybe a few days before I'm back on again, but we'll definitely keep you abreast. I'll have Wayne maybe do some posts from time to time to let people know where we are. But thank you for all the well wishes. Thank you for all of the prayers and just all the very, 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 very nice outreach that I've gotten the last couple of days. We will get through this. We will beat it back, and we will be back because I'm going to be relying on the same all-natural being that you have. So you and I will be in this fight together. Thank you so very, very much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and get out of here so we can toss it over to Thinking Re-Envisioned. We'll see you back here at 9 o'clock, top of the hour, at facebook.com/The Lee Rowley. Thank you so very much for joining us here at All Natural Being.